Welcome everybody. So I'm excited. I decided that I was going to put my blanket together with a zipper stitch rather than the whip stitch that the pattern called for. So for those of you that are unfamiliar with the zipper stitch, there's a few ways that you can look at it. You want to get both of your pieces, the right side should be up. So this is my right side, it's up. And this is my right side, it's up. The way that I look at it is I line them back to back so that the backs are together. And that way the back loops of the braids are together because we're going to be working in the back loops of all of these stitches, of all 43 stitches that we did for our border. Go ahead and line up your corners. Your stitches should line up pretty nicely if you're doing it this way. And like I say, you can see that my back loops are already together. So I'm just going to start. I'm going to insert my hook into the first back loop, which is my bottom piece of work, and then I'm going to go into my top piece of work, that back loop only. And the important thing is to make sure that you keep your yarn in the seam. If you don't keep your yarn in the seam, it won't be flat and you'll have one edge that rises up. Okay, so once you have both of your back loops on your hook, you're going to work through, you're going to pull through those two back loops and through that original stitch. Okay, so again, my stitches are already together. You can see my back loops. It's going to be this and this. These are my two back loops that I'm working in. So keep our yarn in our seam. We're going to go into that back loop, then into the back loop up top, and we're going to pull our yarn through. Okay. All right. So again, you can see our braid here. It's going to be these next two loops that we're working in. Okay, so here, and then into that back loop. Back loop only, back loop up the top, and we are going to pull it through. And if looking at it this way, like I say, if you can't tell, I know that my yarn is a little bit dark, but if you can't tell looking at it like this that your back loops are together, they're the two loops that are on the inside, they're really the only two loops that kind of stick out. So if you can't see that, that's fine. If you want to pull your pattern and put it next to each other, where the seams are facing each other, like I say, you'll just have to make sure that you are really paying attention and get into this back loop here. Make sure your yarn is still in your seam. Okay, and then we're going to go into this back loop here, this one on top. This is what it ends up looking like even as you do it. So you see that there's a nice little just color design there, and it's not sticking out, it's flat, it's in the work. And that is the zipper stitch, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to subscribe.